Everybody, welcome to Life with Amy. I'm getting our supper going here. Woo. I better get these potatoes in here. I'm going to have a hot mess. So I just cut up a couple of potatoes. I'm making some homemade French fries for me. I'm going to go ahead and wash this bowl up real quick. I like to clean up as I go. Okay, so we are going to have, I was going to make something different, but I was missing an ingredient. So we had to change courses, change channels, and so we are going to have French fries, hamburger steaks. I've got a vegetable in the oven. I've got a blend of cauliflower and some broccoli. So I've got that cooking. And I'm just going to season up these fries. Now, I don't have my microphone on, so I'm sorry if y'all are hearing some sizzle. But my burner got hot before I realized it, and so I needed to get these in here. Now, I am going to add some onion into those potatoes. I like to make fries, homemade fries, and put a little onion in them. I'll add those a little bit later. And then I've got, I just cut up one onion here, and then I've got a little Lucy Thunderburger. I'll take those out, and then I'm gonna add some onion in here with the patties. So that's what we're gonna have for our supper tonight. I was gonna make this chicken divan, but I had everything but the mushrooms, and I can't make it without the mushrooms, so we'll have that another day. Let these kind of cook up a little bit. I love homemade French fries. I remember when I first got married, years and years and years and years ago, to my first husband. We lived in a little apartment, and I remember I would go over to my sister's. She was already married, my older sister, and now let me grab the seasonings for this real quick. She was already married, and we didn't have a washer and dryer at the time, and she would let me come over on Thursdays sometimes, and let me use her washer and dryer. And she used to make this. I don't know if she remembers this, but it's a fond memory of mine. She used to have this little electric grill, and she made hamburger steaks. And back in those days, when you went to, I think it was a Bilo that she shopped at, Bilo grocery store, they had, you had a meat counter, and they weren't prepackaged meats. You would just go tell the man you want a pound of hamburger or 2 pounds of ground beef, or, whatever you were picking out. And she would always, I remember this particular meal, she would go and she would have hamburger meat. She would make hamburger patties. Now, her patties were perfectly formed, because everything she does is just perfectly done. My patties look a little, abstract. And she would fix those hamburger steaks on that little electric grill. And she would make French fries, I guess. I just remember, and she always made the hamburger steaks with Heinz 57 for dipping. Those were the best hamburger steaks ever to me. I don't know what it was about them. I don't, you know, it's just a fond memory I have, and it's a delicious memory, so I just always have loved hamburger steaks. Somebody asked one time, why do you call them a hamburger steak? That's just what we call them. It's basically a hamburger without the bun and all that stuff. We just call it, so instead of steak, it's just a little hamburger patty, but we like them. So that's what we're having tonight. So if she watches this, I hope she remembers that fond memory. It was a fond memory for me. So we're going to do a couple of these for Matt because he can package one up for lunch or something. He uses the Montreal steak seasoning. I must be the only person that didn't. I mean, I can eat it, but compared to lemon pepper, there's just no comparison. I like lemon pepper on mine. Lucy and Thunder eat theirs plain. I don't think I have any Heinz 57. Let me check. I've got A1. I must have used all the Heinz 57, so I need to get some Heinz 57. But anyway, got to touch the burner there. I'll flip these around a little. It's cooking pretty well here. Like I said, this was just 2 fairly small potatoes. I'm not sure if Matt will eat any fries or not, so I did make a vegetable in the oven. So anyway, I don't know how she makes her hamburger steaks now. I don't know if she uses another, you know, that griddle that she had, or electric griddle, whatever it was. It's probably wore out, so I don't know if she's gotten anything similar to that, or if she just cooks them on the stovetop. But I remember that griddle, and sometimes we would go, like, there used to be a store called Piece Goods. Do y'all remember that? It's like a sewing kind of store with fabric and stuff like that. There was one of those up next to the Bi-Lo that she would go to. And we would sometimes go up to that Bi-Lo, and then we would go to that Piece Goods store, and she would do little crafts and stuff like that. So she probably doesn't remember all that, but I do. All right, everybody. So I'm gonna just let these cook. I'll do a small little video showing a little reel or something showing what it looks like in the end. But like I say, I'm going to let those get a little bit closer to being done. And then I'm going to drop some of these onions down in there. I just love them like that. And then I'll take out Lucy and Thunder's, and then we will add some onion into this pan. So, let me see. I'll just show y'all. Have you ever done your potatoes like this, fried them up with onions? And I'm going to put more in there, but I'm just... to show y'all. But the two just kind of have the greatest flavor to them when you add those onions. I'm definitely going to put more onions, so don't panic. Do that sizzle. Starting to brown, so I'm going to go ahead and put a few more in here. So good. I think one of the best cooking aromas you can get is if you walk into someone's home and they're cooking homemade fries, or, you know, frozen fries, grocery store's fries, and hamburgers. right, y'all. Well, let me get off here. Matt's on his way home from work. And we're going to have us a yummy supper tonight. The only thing we don't have is the Heinz 57. So I got to do something about that. All right, we'll see you. I'll show you a reel or pictures later. Thank you so much for watching.